Novak Djokovich and Rafael Nadal, one of the greatest men's tennis rivalries in the history of the sport. They've played at least one match every year from 2006 until now, except for last year when they didn't. According to the ATP, which is the Association of Tennis Professionals, this is the third greatest rivalry of the 2000s, despite only starting in 2006. Two of the most successful athletes. It's funny because Nadal started off way better. Djokovic has gotten way better in the past 5-6 years. They've faced each other, get ready for this, a whopping 60 times, including all four major finals. Djokovic has the all-time lead, 31-29. He leads 15-13 in finals. Nadal leading him 11-7 in the majors, 5-4 in major finals. Nadal leads 8-2 at the French Open. So Nadal has been very dominant at the French Open and 2-1 at the US Open. Meanwhile, Djokovic is up 2-0 at the Australian Open and 2-1 at Wimbledon. Djokovic is the only player that has beaten Nadal in all four majors, and their 5-set match record is 2-1. Over their 60 meetings, 27 matches have been on hard courts. Djokovic, 20-7 on hard courts. Meanwhile, on clay, Nadal is up 20-9, and that makes sense. Djokovic better on hard courts, Nadal better on clay courts. 4 on the grass, they are 2-2. They first met in 2006, the French Open, in the quarterfinals. Nadal prevailed, and Djokovic left with an injury. But that is how this thing got started. Now, at first, Djokovic was the number 3 because Roger Federer was the guy in tennis for a while. It was Federer versus Nadal. Nadal was the up-and-coming youngster, and Federer was the top dog. But the pair began to get more and more widely recognized. They contested their first major final in the 2010 US Open. And from March 2011 to April 2013, the pair contested 11 consecutive tournament finals. One of the 2 rivalries to involve meetings in the finals in all 4 majors, and a record 29 Masters matches. Some of their matches are considered to be absolute classics. And now this thing might be in the record book. It might be in the record book. They just battled for the first time at the Olympics in 2024. Djokovic won. I guess it's not. No, this is the second time at the Olympics. So they played in the 2008 Summer Olympics. That was in the semifinals. Nadal won that. Beat him 10-4 in 3 sets. They have now met again, their second Olympics matchup in 2024. So let's get this straight. 2008, 2024, that's 16 years apart, and that's a 5 Olympic difference. It's crazy how good tennis players can be for so long. That in a span of 16 years, they are still that good, both of them are. And so Djokovic really came alive in about 2015, because up till then, Nadal was pretty firmly in the lead, right? You look at the matchups. Early on, Nadal, Djokovic, Nadal, 5-1, 6-2. At one point, Nadal was up 9-3, and then Nadal went for a really big run in 2008. He beat him in the Olympics, he beat him in the Davis Cup, beat him in the Italian Open. So by 2009, Nadal has won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Nadal was up 14-4 on Djokovic. And then at one point it was up 16-7. Then Djokovic went on a big run in 2011. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beat him 7 in a row. Makes it 16-14. Nadal then goes on a 6-1 run. 22-15 was Nadal. And then in 2013, Djokovic goes on another little run. And then in 2015, Djokovic went on a huge run. So from 2015, Djokovic wins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He won on another 7 straight. Since then, they haven't faced off nearly as often. And since 2015, it's actually been a pretty close rivalry. They've been actually dead even. They're 6-6 since 2015. And Djokovic did take the win in 2024. He ends up going on to win the gold. He goes on to win the gold, and it was his first Olympic gold medal. So good for him. Here's some fun facts about this rivalry. Only 2 male players in the open era to play 60 matches against each other. And they're also the only 2 to play 28 finals against each other. They're the only 2 to win 59 big titles. The only to win 22 Grand Slam titles. The only 2 to win 36 Masters titles. The only 2 to achieve a Surface Slam. They have the most Grand Slam tournament meetings, the most Grand Slam tournament finals, tied with Federer and Nadal. The only 2 players to have played each other 29 times in the Masters tournament. The only 2 players to have played each other 10 times in a single tournament. This might be the greatest tennis rivalry of all time. I know the ATP ranked it as the 3rd best. This might actually be the best, at least for men. I don't know about women. I know Serena Williams and Venus Williams is really, really big. But for the men, this might be bigger than Federer and Nadal, honestly. They had the longest Grand Slam final ever played at 5 hours and 53 minutes. The longest 3-set match of the Open era. The only male pair to have met in 4 consecutive Grand Slams. The oldest pair in the Open era to play the French Open final back in 2020. Nadal's a year older. So Nadal is 38. Djokovic is 37. 4 years ago, at 34 and 33, they played in the Open era, the French Open, and that was one that 2020, Nadal won that one in the final, beat him in the French Open finals. But there's tennis fans across the world are asking, is this the end of the Djokovic-Nadal rivalry? Djokovic still at the top of his game. Nadal beginning to age, and they haven't played each other as much in the past few years. Wouldn't this be a way for them to go out in style? Now, Djokovic and Nadal, they both say that they don't want this to be over. But according to ESPN, it could be the final time they play each other. This is according to ESPN Tennis. A mutual respect and potentially a friendship. And it wasn't all that exciting, to be honest. Djokovic kind of had it. He beat him 6-1 and then 6-4. And yeah, neither of them said that they will not play each other again. Even if it seems unlikely they will. This is directly from the article. Nadal certainly seems close to retirement. He has had 2 injury-filled seasons, needed hip surgery a little more than a year ago, and spoke about 2024 being his farewell. He is playing with Carlos Alcaraz in doubles for Spain. He says, Nadal, I think he's probably almost done. Djokovic dismissed the idea of having a brotherhood with Nadal, but rather that he has a lot of respect and appreciation for his rival and their career. And yeah, they're 2 of the best. They're 2 of the best tennis players of all time. Nadal already was a gold medalist in both singles and doubles. Djokovic now also a gold medalist in the Olympics. So they've both they have both had absolutely storied careers. They've now both Olympic gold medalists. Good for them. Djokovic probably has a few more years left. He's still at 37 winning Olympic gold. That is really impressive. But yeah, Nadal is, at this point, I think he's starting to near the end. Injuries have been a problem, to say the least. Now, Djokovic, he doesn't want to give up. He says he wants to compete in 2028. He'll be 41 in 2028. He says he lives for this. This is what he wants to do. And he wants to compete in 2028. I mean, that is just That is just impressive. I mean, how if he gets there at 2028 and actually is able to compete at that high of a level, I would be shocked. But crazier things have happened. It is tennis, and still, at 37, so he ended up beating Carlos Alcaraz for the men's single gold. If he's still the best at 37, I guess why couldn't he be the best at 41? I don't know. We will see. But this has been a historical rivalry. I hope it's not done. I think Nadal, deep down, would really like to make it even at 31-31, because right now he's down by 2 to Djokovich. I think Nadal would really like to even this thing out, but I don't know. We'll see if he's able to. We'll see if they're able to, or if Nadal is going to end up calling it.